I was able to get some stats from assistant coach Steve DeLong, who's down on the sideline tonight. And let's go over some information regarding Muskegon. They come in at 4-3 overall in the OK Green. Their head coach is Paris Thomas. She's in her second year at the helm of the Big Reds. Last year they lost to eventual champions Reese Puffer, who had just a dynamite team. What to expect? Steve tells us we're going to see an up-tempo game. Muskegon don't like to slow it down whatsoever. They're going to push, and utilize their speed. Defensively, we're going to see a variety of defense from man-to-man to full-court press to zone. Key player, though, for the Big Reds is Kaylin Nash. She's averaging 25 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks shot. I mean, this girl can flat out play the game of basketball. She's been on the varsity since a freshman. And she is really the complete package from offense to defense to assists, and she does it all. You stop her, you win the game, bottom line. Also a young lady, another young lady on there is McKenna Sims. She's a great ball handler, likes to get the ball up court quick, and likes to drive to the hole. So Muskegon presses, pushes the ball hard, and there is no downtime whatsoever. And while Joe's doing that, I'm going to keep talking a little bit more about.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Are you good?
Yeah, we had some sound issues.
All right,
obviously,
well,
I apologize.
I'm going to let you talk about Mona Shores, your old alma mater, buddy.
Well, absolutely, and you basically covered all the info for Muskegon, correct?
Yeah, I did. So Shores is all you.
Mona Shores, obviously, their last game, they beat Holland 54-32. They are on an undefeated streak right now. Bree Wade had 18 points. Olivia Subchuk 10 rather. And Riley Rosenthal had 9 points. They are 6-0. And this is a special year because this is the first year since 2017 that the girls have beat Reese Puffer. Now, we talk about crosstown rivalries. We've got another one tonight here with Muskegon. But Reese Puffer, no matter what sport we're playing in, is a crosstown rivalry. And the fact that we were able to beat them for the first time since 2017 makes this season already huge. Senior Riley Rosenthal is on the varsity since her freshman year, I believe it was. Seniors Brooke LaRue and Bree Raid. They are also have been on since the beginning as well. Mia Brown, Olivia Subchuk, Jenna Tierman, they all came up last year as sophomores. They returned 4 or 5 starters from last year, and I remember covering last year.
Oh, I remember as well.
It was a good group of girls playing basketball. Yeah. They just needed that extra little bit of more, and you can tell that they are on a roll from what they were able to learn last year till now is exceptional. And they are taking what they learned last year in this COVID year here. They're getting every little bit of ounce of work out of it. A
year of maturity is huge in any sport, but especially in basketball. You know, you're not 30 deep. You're not 30, 40 kids. You're 12. Most teams have 12. I see Coach Phillips is keeping 13, but they got size, they got speed, they can handle the rock, and they're disciplined. But the biggest thing is they got good leadership. Senior leadership is huge. And, you know, last night, Paul Tiefendahl was telling about, we're young, but our seniors are our leaders.
Yep. And I think that you're going to see that here. You have last year, you're going to see it again here tonight. You also, the one thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on here is going to be the fact that Brooke LaRue is actually returning from an ankle injury. And obviously in basketball, making cuts and stops and shots and everything else. We're going to keep an eye on Brooke to make sure that doesn't play a factor in this game. Hopefully she's coming back completely healthy. Even if she's not, she's at least playing a game that's going to keep that from getting any worse than what it is.
Yep.
A few more stats. Mona Shore's averaging 52 points a game, which is pretty big. 35% from field goal, which is exceptional at this level as well. And they're averaging right now, up to this point, allowing only 36 average points per game. So this is a winning combination as we're going into this game tonight against Muskegon.
Oh, absolutely. And what's unique about it, if you look at the varsity lineup, there's only 3 seniors out of the 13 kids. You got a lot coming back, but those 3 seniors are the hub of Mona Shores girls basketball
Right.
this year.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see our colleague Steve DeLong on the sideline tonight. Now Steve hooked us up with some some water and some
goodies,
candy and some
yeah.
good stuff.
Yep, so we
But
got
it's
some
going to be
goodies.
interesting to see Steve coaching tonight. That coaching staff, head coach Mike Phillips, assistant coach Melissa Koziak, Steve DeLong, Sean Subcheck, and the vice president of basketball operation is Owen DeLong. The name sounds familiar. That's Steve's son.
Yeah,
So, going to keep it in the family right there. So we are getting ready. We got about 10:22. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back. So everyone, hey, get a drink, get something to eat, and then come on back.
Great. Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job.
What commercials do you want to do tonight?
Anything over there on the list?
How long are these ones?
You can see how long they are when you click on them. See, that one's 30,
When we take
31,
normal
23.
breaks,
You can run a couple of them, absolutely.
like what's our normal break length?
It's different here than what it is in like a football game or something
Yeah.
like that. So
What happened to the intro?
what do you mean?
Oh, there's the intro and the outro. So do we do that every single time we come back?
No, if we come back from halftime at the beginning, at
When
the
we
very
come back
end,
before the game? No.
no, we'll just come right in.
No.
You can play a commercial right now if you want. We got 9 minutes until the game starts.
Cool. I'll play around with commercials.
Nothing this weekend, no. Nope. Next weekend will be our next one. I'm going to get the details. I think it's a 5. No, the next Saturday after that. Next Saturday's the Stan Conrad. The Stan Conrad. 13th is our doubleheader. You'd probably be able to hear me better if you had your headset on. It's kind of like hearing aids for you, isn't it?
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West
Hey, B,
Broadway
what's up?
Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus
I am
Realty,
right in the middle of getting ready to do a
real estate professionals.
The Sailors Lead the Way campaign is an opportunity to support Sailor Nation Sports Network and the variety of events we love to cover. As with any endeavor this size, it takes plenty of time, energy, and money to do it right. As we grow, we learn the next best way to provide you the content you love. Thank you to these current campaign donators and their recognized levels of support. Since our group is not a school-funded activity, we are looking to the community, our fans, to join us in leading the way. If you would like to donate, please check out the link on your screen or simply visit the Sailor Nation Sports Network Facebook group and click the link in the Sailors Lead the Way campaign post. Go Sailors!
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
The Sailor Nation Sports Network would like to announce the first ever Pinnacle of Pride sponsor, the Sailor Classic. The Sailor Classic is a golf outing fundraiser created in 1990 and focuses on ways to enhance both the student athletes and the true fans' ability to experience all that Mona Shores has to offer. The Sailor Classic has provided a multitude of areas of financial support for athletics throughout the Mona Shores school system. In 2001, a foundation was created under the Sailor Classic to fund scholarships for qualifying student athletes. That fund has since grown to over $150,000 and has helped several students-athletes begin their college endeavors. The Sailor Classic is held every summer. For anyone interested in either becoming a sponsor in the Classic or simply participating, please see the Sailor Classic Facebook page for the most up-to-date information. Thank you, Sailor Classic, for your generosity and support of our Sailor Nation Sports Network as the very first Pinnacle of Pride sponsor.
And welcome back, everybody. We're coming to you live, hey, from the 8th wonder of the world. It's the Sailor Center from here on the beautiful campus of Mona Shores High School. Tonight, it's a crosstown rival, my friend. It's Mona Shores hosting Muskegon.
And it's a great night to be here. I'll tell you what. We've got some good basketball coming up. They're getting ready to do the national anthem here, I believe, here very quickly, and then we've got that great basketball we've been talking about.
Yep, and we'll fill you in right now, though. We're going to have a rendition of our national anthem.
They may do the announcement of the players first. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Tim Lipan on the overhead announcements, announcing the Lady Reds here for us. Nick, I just wanted to point out one of our biggest fans is right down in front of us, and she was looking up, trying to get your attention to wave and say hi, Miss Lisa Bowers.
Oh, Lisa Bowers.
Yes. And now we are going to do the national anthem.
Well, I tell you, that is just the greatest song in the world, isn't it?
I love it. I love it as
I'll tell
well.
you what, we want to welcome everyone back after that beautiful rendition. It's basketball, girls basketball. OK Green action here. Undefeated Mona Shores playing host to the Big Reds of Mona Shores, and you can toss the record books really out the window, my friend, when it comes to a crosstown rivalry
Always
like this.
does. We're going to be quiet here and watch or listen to the actual player announcements here.
Paris Thomas, the head coach, second year at the helm of Muskegon. I tell you, Muskegon's got some size out there, 6 feet, 5'10", another girl 5'10". Now introduction, Tim Lipan, the venerable one, the voice of Mona Shores. Well, my friend, we are getting ready. We got the family, the Johnny Cam southwest corner, coming right over here, right at midcourt. We got Connor Fritz on the board. As always, the Godfather Joel Kanukin, and I am Nick Davros. We want to welcome everybody to OK Green Basketball here at Mona Shores. It's going to be a doozy, my friend.
It is, and I'm looking forward to it. Like we had just mentioned all night, this is it. This is the crosstown rivalry.
And there really isn't anything like a crosstown rivalry.
No.
I mean, it's just bragging rights for a whole year. Here's Coach Kozak right
I already
there.
talked to him. He's
You
going to be
talked
here
to
for
him?
halftime.
Are
yeah.
we good at halftime?
Yeah.
That's great.
Travel on Muskegon, and the ball turned over to Mona Shores.
And, turnovers are going to be huge in any sport.
You look for advantages off a turnover.
Oh, absolutely.
Momentum
and to go
changers.
up 2-0
Okay.
right now would be huge right now. I think
Moving
you
the
can look
ball.
at a little bit more, not disciplined, but more patient offense here by Mona Shores. They like to run, but they like the setup game first and foremost. Run some plays, some pick and rolls, some screens. Charging in the lane, nice little lay-in right there, goes in and out. That basket
Shot by Riley.
By Riley Rosenthal, number 24.
14, rather.
Correction, number 14, Riley. Yes, thank you.
Doesn't appear that the ankle is been much of an issue yet for
Mona Shores in a zone.
Brooke
It's
LaRue.
off the foot of number 5 right there, Mia Brown. The Muskegon ball out of bounds underneath the east basket. Sailors in a man-to-man defense. Off the foot, automatic turnover. Anytime the foot hits it like that on a pass, it automatically and it goes out of bounds.
They treat that
Or
as an
you
out of
can-
bounds, correct?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. We're 6:48 counting down here in the first quarter, 0-0, OK Green action. Sailors playing a tough man-to-man defense. Nice little drive right there, no good. Rebound.
Rebound by Riley Rosenthal.
Rosenthal with the rebound. Sailors bring in a lot of size and a lot of experience with the 3 seniors that were brought up as sophomore. Nice inbound pass. Oh! Bree Wade with a turnaround, just a little strong. Rebound by Muskegon. Gonna have a nice little halftime treat. Coach Kozak, we didn't have a chance to interview him all season long.
Nice steal.
Yeah.
Bree Wade.
Oh,
That's
and
going to be a
she
foul on
slowed
Bree
up.
Wade. That's going to be the first foul of the game. She's going to get 2 shots from the free throw line.
Sailor is on Brooks. Lennox Brooks with her first foul. It's a 2-shot foul. It's going to put the Sailors at the line for a pair. It's like Bree Wade is at the line. She'll be shooting 2. 0-0, 6-10 counting down here in the first quarter. First one's up and in.
First points of the game.
Last night we were talking about superstitions in hockey, right? And everything.
Yep.
Basketball, when you're at the free throw, you talk about superstition. It's the same mechanics. It's 3 dribbles, it's 4, I stop, whatever you do, and however you do it, they're automatic. She does the 3, she spins it.
In and
A
out.
little hard in and out.
And it's
Last
going to be
touch
back
by
over.
Muskegon. Harris. Layla Harris.
That kind of turnover is where
those
the,
are painful.
the shots that the Sailors are taking, they need to be able to capitalize on that.
Yep.
There's a turnover right there,
Turnover
and a
another
right
turnover
back.
right
So
back.
basically, just reset the shot clock
Yeah,
on that
just
one.
reset everything, exactly. Nice
Lots of-
pass, nice little backdoor,
Beautiful.
and it's in. Basket by number 14,
Riley Rosenthal.
Rosenthal.
That was beautiful.
Nice backdoor, coming from the backside baseline backdoor. Sailors up 3-0. Oh, nice little dump pass.
So let's go quick take a look and see if Connor was able to get the instant replay on that last shot by Riley Rosenthal. Go ahead and click there and then click right over there. We're the little spinny thing. There you go.
Sailor foul number 21, Lila Miller.
Connor doing an outstanding job over here. 5:36 left here in the first period. 3-0 after that.
Correction, the foul was on Rosenthal, her first team foul, but it was a two-shot foul. Muskegon shooting 2. Makes the first one at the line for the Big Reds is Layla Harris, the 5'7" junior. Yeah, Muskegon brings in some nice size this year. Boy, oh, man. With the pandemic, Joe, girls forced to play 3 games a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, boys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, to try to get all the games in a shortened season because of the pandemic.
We were talking with Paul Tiefenthal yesterday in reference that there's not a lot of film study or anything like that with these teams that have these compressed schedules like this. So they're literally just practicing, playing. Right. And honestly, if you look at the hockey team and the girls basketball team, especially right now, it's certainly not hurting them at all. Maybe that grind is helping them.
The hockey team's undefeated.
Girls are undefeated, 6-0 coming into
Boys
tonight.
football went undefeated. I tell you what, this has just been a banner year for Mona Shore Sports.
Wade
with the shot, just a little short, rebounded by Muskegon. The Big Reds bringing it down court. Number 12 with the ball right there, that's Sims. Little cross-court pass. We call that, that cross-court over the lane right there is a kiss of death and a point out right there. 14 with the shot. Boom! Hits the 3, number 14, Riley Rosenthal, the senior, putting the Sailors up 6-1, 4:30 counting down here in the opening quarter. Sailors continue to be in the man-to-man defense. Big Reds really haven't had a chance to push a ball down court and force an up-tempo game. It's going to go out of bounds. Her foot was out of bounds. And 5th turnover for the Sailors here in the first 4 minutes, my friend.
Yep.
And that, that can come down to haunt you in the beginning or can rear its ugly head later on in the ball game.
Well, we talked about Mona Shore's speed, the passing speed. They have really been putting it on display. Here's another 3.
Shot. Boom!
3
at 20, Jenna Cheerman. Timeout, Muskegon.
We'll take
Sailors
a look at
up
this.
by 8.
Lake Michigan. Beautiful shot.
Boy, the 3 ball's coming in big for the Sailors right now. Back-to-back 3s will put the Sailors up by 8.
We're making Connor earn his money today, that's for sure. Basketball games between the switching, the instant replays, and keeping up on the score, I remember from last year, it's a busy job sitting at that computer. But he's getting it. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, he had the day off yesterday, for heaven's sakes. He went around to be seen, for heaven's sake, so he should be working his rear end off today. Incredible. These part-timers. Johnny, thank God. Look at Johnny gave up earning money, Connor, to be here. Joe Connor's starting to cut my mic off, Joe.
Yeah, he really literally could cut
your
mic.
Cut me right off, couldn't he? 1 minute timeout comes to them. Sailors
the
up
dirty looks are certain.
9-1. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, it's great to have Connor. It's good to have the whole family here. We got Kim to my right here, best in the business as always. We got the Johnny Cam southwest corner. Connor running the board.
All right.
Sailors in their man-to-man defense, up 9-1. We got 3:51 counting down here in the first quarter. Down low. Turnover once again on the errant pass. Ball goes out to Mia Brown. Mia bringing it down. Big Red's in a man-to-man defense. Seems to be the defensive choice for both teams right now.
Man, solid picks being set.
Oh, yeah.
Solid picks by the Sailors as they're moving that ball around and it is getting some separation.
Gotta like the ball moving in the rotation. Coach Phillips has got to be happy with that. I think only 1 turnover so far in this quarter.
Turnover there.
And the second one here, a little curse there. Nice defense by Rosenthal. and Bree Wade.
Got to be happy with a 9-1 start here, but certainly that's not a comfortable lead by any stretch, especially in the first period.
You know, we were talking about leads last night in the hockey game. We were up by 3, and Paul said, it's not comfortable yet.
Well,
okay.
Little errant throw there. A pass over to Jenna Tierman.
Big red ball out of bounds, taken out for the Big Reds, number 12.
Here's
McKenna Sims.
Interesting bit of information. I was talking with Steve DeLong before the game. You'll notice on this roster that you see for the junior varsity, okay? So Kalia Cook, who's a JV, you'll notice that arrow is going up to the varsity.
She's up there now?
They have a rule this year. It's a 5-period rule. So she played 2 or 3 in the JV.
Right.
And they bring her up to the varsity, so she actually has the opportunity.
They had the same rule for football, the 5-quarter rule for football.
For JV?
For JV
varsity.
Kid, yes. And there were certain games when, we thought we could, rest our kids, to rest them as much as possible so they could help the JV, which is a nice thing. Nice defense right there. Looks like it's going to be a Sailor foul as they had the Big Red trap down in the corner. Lila Miller was a Big Red that foul. That Sailor foul is on number 10, Olivia Subcheck. Her first, third team.
Down to 2:08 here in the first period.
Sailors up 9-1. After the 16th foul and a half, it goes automatically 1-1. The 10th turns into a double bonus situation. Backdoor, nicely defended by the Big Red, by the Sailors, number 10 there, Subcheck. Missed rebound by the Big Reds, and Sailors get the ball.
Solid rebounding defensively for the Sailors at most of this first period so far.
Little dry spell. We're going on a 4.5-minute dry spell without a basket right here, though.
Drive to the basket.
Oh, and it just doesn't want to drop in there. The attempt was by McLemore, Brooklyn McLemore. Basket off the bench for a pair. Harris with the basket for the Big Red. Muskegon into man-to-man still. Boy, some of these shots, when you get to the elbow right there, boy, it looks like they can just let it go, but boy, are they disciplined. Boy, you probably get 7-8 passes before they even look to shoot.
I guess maybe you can help me out with this because you coach basketball. Question on this. The Sailors, when they are down in this, they get down into their end of the court. They've got a lot of speed, good passing, all that kind of stuff. Is there some theory or thought behind doing like a half-court type press, a half-court defense to try to stop them, slow them down a little bit from getting inside the zone like that?
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm surprised,
you can trap
honestly.
them in the corners, especially on the sides
I'm
here.
surprised that I haven't seen that out of Muskegon
no,
yet. Maybe that's just something that you play to your players, your strengths and everything else. There's another 3.
3, no good. Rebound to Muskegon. Another thing that I haven't seen is the Sailors are disciplined to get 7-8 pass over. There's a lot of times they're at the elbow where they can just let her fly, but they're choosing not to. It must be what they saw in film study.
Looks like we're going to get a foul.
Coach Phillips is looking for a jump ball, but he's going to get a foul.
I think what Phillips might have seen, he was looking at it from a jump ball, but I think the foul occurred prior to that tangle up.
Fouls on number 4, Brooke LaRue, her first, 4th team foul, be Muskegon ball out of bounds. Oh, nice block by McLemore. Boy, is she a nice steady force in the middle right there. She's got to be pushing near 6 feet. In for the Big Reds, number 4, White, replacing number 2, Anderson. Camia Anderson. Inbound. Inbounds right there. In down low with a little baby hook. It's good. 14. Riley Rosenthal, the senior. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Sailors up by 8, 11-3. Okay. We're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll join you right after the break. Want to welcome everyone back. We're getting ready to start the second quarter of action here in the 8th wonder of the world, the Sailor Center on the campus of Mona Shores. Sailors up at 11-3. The Johnny Cam is on the move, Joe. Johnny is in the southeast corner.
That is correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice to see Coach Koziak walk in here, supporting
doing
their
some
wife.
laps. Yeah.
Yeah, well, knocking out some caloric intake that during the season here didn't have a chance to exercise as much. Sailors take the ball out of bounds at half court based on the possession arrow.
Nice around the horn. 3.
There's 3 more.
Beautiful.
Number 5 for 3, Mir Brown with the trifecta, putting the Sailors up 14-3, 7:38 counting down here in the second quarter. Okay, Green Conference action at stake, a potential 2-game lead for the Sailors this year. Sailors are undefeated. We got a jump ball.
Let's quick take a look at that instant replay. I'm surprised that there's not more half-court pressure being put on by Muskegon to stop them from getting into that.
Yeah, or either that or jump into a zone because right now the man's not really working as well as I think it could. And so jumping in the zone may take away. They could go 3-2, 2-3, 2-1-2.
Yeah, just whatever you need to do to stop them from getting set up, because they get down in the zone like that, and then they just immediately set up that quick passing, and they find that open person. They're able to
probably a 3-2 might work good because they're getting a lot of threes from the elbows versus
nice
a
drive
3-2.
to the basket.
Oh no!
Offensive rebound in, beautiful.
Who's at 24? Bree Wade with the rebound and putback. Sailors up by 13, 16-3, 6:50 and counting down. Oh, there's a three ball. It's going to go wide to the right. Rebound by Rosenthal.
I tell you
now
what.
the Sailors can push it a little bit. Oh, she had it. Bree Wade with the big. Oh, in and out, a rim rocker.
I hate those
in
rattlers.
And out, boy, it just rattled in and out. But Coach has got to be happy. It's a controlled fast break. It's not helter-skelter or anything. They're running the fast break really nice.
It is.
I still think Muskegon's got to jump into a zone, though. Man, he's just not. I don't know if
offense,
there's discipline.
too.
Yeah, agreed.
They have not found a rhythm. Muskegon is not. Shores is really deep in a rhythm right now. Here's another
ball,
3.
Long rebound there. Now, you got to understand, too, every time you take a 3, it's all. Coming down is going to give you back. A 2-pointer gives you a shorter rebound.
Right. Yeah. Again, movement around, 3-point shot.
3-point shot coming in there. Rebound by Muskegon.
A lot of 3-point shots tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, they must have saw something in their scouting.
Oh,
report.
nice block
right there.
Nice block.
By Rosenthal. There's
Man.
a three. Oh, see, right there, boy. Pull the trigger. There's
yeah,
the
there's
three
your
right
better
there.
shot
Now,
right
see,
there.
that's the three right there.
Unbelievable.
And see, it's almost at the elbow. So if you were...
Let's take a look at that last 3 shot here real quick.
One, two,
You have to.
and put somebody out the elbow that would shoot them out right there would be really good.
I'm really surprised to not see Muskegon adjust to that.
Well, they're
because
not adjusting at all on defense.
Shores is able to get down in their zone very quick, and as soon as they do, everybody's set up. Bam, 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 those passes. They can't keep up with that pass. They've got so much separation from the next defense.
Muskegon's dead set on paying man, where I really think they need to jump into a zone. They could go a 1-2-2. They could go a 2-3. I think the best would be a 3-2 because you're not getting hurt down low. They're getting hurt at the elbows all the time. The threes are coming from the elbows.
They are. Well, but here's the thing. They're letting them down into the elbows, and they're taking the shots. I have no doubt that they're going to be able to do that right up from the top of the key as well. No different.
Right.
I think that this is all. I mean, what you're seeing right now. I don't remember seeing this many 3-point shots from them last year.
Yeah.
So, what they're doing right now is the transcendent type of basketball that you're seeing at the college level and at the pro level, where it's all three. It's a game built on the principle of 3-point shots.
Well,
now.
back in the day, where the big man posts up, those days are gone.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. You're lucky if you can combine those 3 shots with the post so you can tear that game apart on both ends.
It's like football, the old drop back quarterback. Tom Brady's a dinosaur, but still doing well. Now it's, RPO type, run pass option and everything. Sailors up 19-3. We're 5 minutes remaining here in really a fast-paced game. Fouls are at a minimum. Big Woods have 3. Sailors have 5. Sailors in the man-to-man. Going for a little trap down there, and another turnover there, and that's Bree Wade with the ball. Boy, the turnovers have really hurt Muskegon. So the big red girl trips and falls, and the Sailor is going in the meantime, hits the big red player. She's going to be called with the foul. It'll be Sailor ball out of bounds. That foul number 32, that's Brown, Sims Brown picking up her first 13. 3 ball from the elbow again for 3. That's got to be like 6 3-pointers right there, 22-3. This game's going to be out of reach by halftime if the Big Reds can't make a good adjustment here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's one thing to set up and shoot the 3. It's another one to make it as consistently as what they have
right,
been.
yeah.
And that is a kiss of death. If you're able to get that shot, there's a nice shot
Now there's
from the
a nice
field.
back in by Nash. Kaylin Nash with the back end for 2 makes it 22-5, 4-13. There's going to be a nice little block right there. Nice block.
Yeah, that was a very nice block. But again, it's a kiss of death when you making them as proficiently as what the Sailors have been tonight. That's going to be a tall order to chase.
Yeah.
Beautiful
nice
inbound.
In there. Poor defense by the Riggers. Bree Wade with a nice inbounds play for the basket.
Again,
now here's a little running right here.
Okay, so there's the pressure that I was looking for. It slows their normal game down.
Yeah, so now you're going to have to go with some screens. Oh, they're looking for a double team right there. Forces are out of bounds with that foot there. In for the Sailors. Phillips in for the Sailors.
I tell you what, they seem very deep on their talent this year as well. The subbing in doesn't seem to change their game at all. The Sailors.
Elias Phillips, is that the coach's daughter?
I believe it is.
I think it is. She's only a sophomore.
Nice shot from the field, but doesn't go.
You got 2 sophomores up there. Lay in. Oh, just in and out. Rolling around the rim. Nice block by the Big Reds right there. A little fast-paced action coming down here. They're taking it to the hole. She's going to be fouled. As she takes it to the hole, it's going to be fouled. It's going to be McLemore, 23. We're going to see.
3:09 left the second period, 24-5. Sailors are up against the Muskegon Big Reds here at the Sailors Center. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Phillips with the foul, her first, 15. It's going to give the Big Reds ball out of bounds. Underneath that east basket, we're 3 minutes and counting down here until halftime.
So
is he going to call it reach-in? Oh, he's calling a reach-in on the Sailor. Boy, that was...
and interesting, again, the fast pace of getting back into the zone and being able to pass that ball around. It's almost a complete opposite watching Muskegon come down. It's traditional basketball. They get down, they're setting it up. They're looking for something to drive to the basket. Not a lot of three shooting. You can see them set up at the top of the key. They're looking for somebody to come across, get some type of a pick, and get that drive to the basket. There's your drive to the basket right there. It's a very stark contrast to what Sailors have been playing right now, where it's just passing around the key, getting down in the elbow and taking those three-point shots. And right now, the Sailors are winning at their game more than what Muskegon is.
Sailor foul number 23, Brooklyn McLemore, the sophomore, first, fifth. So it's going to be a one and bonus situation after the sixth. The seventh one puts the teams in the one and bonus. Make the first, you get a second. She makes the first, she earns the second. Simple as can be. Remember the old NBA? No, you're probably too young.
Well,
the old NBA, make two, get the third three.
Oh, gosh, I don't remember that.
And then it was 3 to make 2. You got 3 to make 2 back in the day. Wow. Yeah, that was pre-you. I don't even know if you were twinkling your mom in eye back
Might
then.
not have been.
No, I don't think so.
24-8 now after the 2 free throws made. 2:51 left, second period.
Sailors up by 17. Big Reds.
There's your half-court press right there.
Yeah, right. The half-court press. No, nice look by McLemore.
I'm telling you what.
Oh, my God. Bree Wade with a nice look in the shot. Just one drop.
The Sailors have such a good game going right now. I'm super impressed with the talent that's on this court.
Layla White checking in for Muskegon. And for Mona Shores, number 14, Riley Roldensall checks in. Is that Bree Wade? And Bree Wade's going to take a break. Boy, big for big. Boy, he's blessed with some nice size too, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Watching Brooke LaRue run across. She's getting around to the elbow over there. Doesn't seem to be any issues with her ankle. That's good to see.
Yeah.
Oh, drive to the basket, lost it.
I'm sitting next to Kimmett Red, and I get to look through his little scope here and see what Kimmett does a nice job. I tell you,
he does. He's got a very good touch for the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, the best in the business right there. No question about it. Big Reds looking at the coach setting up an offense right here. The number 10 there, Nash, setting up the offense. Loose man-to-man right now for the Sailors. Shot from the elbow goes foul by number 4 for the Big Reds. Layla White. Sailors in a little drought right here, going on a 2-minute drought here.
Last time you said that, we were able to score, and I think it was about 9 points in a row. There's another three. There you go.
14, Riley Rosenthal.
Let's take a quick look at that last minute. Drain. (27-7), 20-point lead here. 1 minute left in the second period.
Little turnaround jumper goes right. Last touch by the Sailors. It'll be Muskegon ball out of bounds. In for the Sailors, number 5, Mia Brown, and number 24, Bree Wade. McLemore comes out along with Phillips. Well, if you're Shores, Joe, you got to be happy with what you see. I don't think you change too awfully much.
No, I wouldn't change a thing, quite honestly. I'd just make sure that you're able to adjust whatever they throw at you. Yeah. Really, that's about it.
If you're Muskegon, though, I would look at possibly going into a zone for another 3 for number 4, Brooke LaRue, and you've just got to cover You got to cover the 3-point line. You got to come out into a zone. You got to come out in the zone and defend the perimeter of the 3-point line. They're not doing that at all.
Well, you got to stop them from getting set on that
Right.
three-point perimeter.
Skeen going to play the last shot. Nice little roundabout lay-in, but it's going to go wide. And that's going to be
run
it.
it out.
A full court shot, and it goes wide to the right. Sailors 8-0 against the 4-3 Big Red. Sailors are up by 23. It's 30-7.
We'll take a quick break, and after this break, Coach Koziak from the Sailors varsity football team will be joining us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. We're at halftime. We're at the 8th wonder of the world, the Sailor Center here on the beautiful campus of Motor Shores High School. And we got a treat for everybody tonight. Due to the pandemic, we didn't have a chance to really cover football like we wanted. Other than the game situation, there was no pregame interview with the coaches or some of the players because we were in quarantine and we had to be careful. But right now we saw Coach Koziak walking around here. He's getting in football shape, so we hailed him down here a little bit. We got a chance to talk to Coach. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, thank you. I'm doing well. Thank you for taking the time to join us. What a year for football.
Yeah, both aspects. You know, obviously to win the state championships, unbelievable. But what players throughout the state of Michigan had to go through and kind of hoops to jump through, and the pauses, to bring them back, and so it was just definitely one for the ages that I don't think, will ever happen again. Hopefully not.
Early on in the season when we were covering the football, and you started to hear about teams that were missing games, we knew not only missing games, but once you get into the playoffs, that's elimination. And we got to hand it to Connor, actually. Connor was the one that came up with the slogan for our entire season of covering football. It was called Operation Stay Alive. Not only stay alive against the play, the play of the other team, the competition, but you had to avoid all of that COVID stuff. And I'll tell you, just the stories we heard from players, from other coaches, from family members, you ran a tight ship making sure that these kids knew how important it was to follow those precautions. And I'll tell you what, it really did pay off. I mean, honestly, you didn't have even maybe one or two
had a couple
issues?
scares,
Yeah.
nothing positive. It was kind of like, hey, my girlfriend's grandma has it, and so we would just say, well, you gotta stay out for 14 days and 2 weeks, and that was a very sliver of what we had to deal with this year. Our kids were really great about it, and we tried to get them to see the big picture, and coaches as well. And what was really unique is the way we had to structure practices and the spacing because of the not being around certain players for a 15 minute length, and it usually came down with the interior and the interior linemen, offense and defense. But we just had to really be careful. We filmed everything so we could go back and say, hey, this kid wasn't around this kid enough, and it was definitely something I've never ever had to experience, and again, hopefully we never have to again.
You have a grind of a normal season. I mean, obviously it was a little bit shortened for the regular season, but it's still a grind nevertheless. you get into the playoffs, and then you get up to, it was the regional semifinals when they put the pause on. Was that correct?
Yeah, after Caledonia, yeah.
So that pause, talk to us about when that pause was lifted. I mean, there was a couple of flirting ideas that it might get lifted, and then it wasn't. I mean, the ups and downs. One of the things that I'm curious about, obviously that part, but when you finally get the call and you're going to go play against, it was East Lansing at that time, right?
Yes.
One of the things, and I was not there for that game, I said this is going to be whatever team stayed mentally prepared to ever get back in this game, knowing that it might not ever happen. How did the team do that? Like through the entire pause and then right up to that point, how did you keep the team mentally into it with the sliver of a chance that it was actually going to happen?
You know, that was a lot of help from a lot of people, our players included. You know, I got to be honest, and I think it's a credit to our players. When we had the pause after the Caledonia game, which would have been the regionals, or districts, I'm sorry, and we were off for 3 weeks, and it was like 2 more weeks, so it was like a 5-week window, and then they said we're coming back. I thought it was a horrible idea. I thought it was a horrible idea for kids. You know, we look back in August, and they were going to cancel our season, and so we got a season, and I just thought, hey, you know, it is what it is. We're fortunate to kind of get the games we did, and I was just thinking about our players' health and, you know, the strength training, the conditioning.
Right.
But then, you know, what's funny is we get the call, go ahead, we have a team meeting on Sunday, and we're back around the kids. Because understand, we couldn't even be around the kids. Regardless of football, you know, you get into coaching because of the relationship piece that you have with your coaches and kids. And so that was miserable. And then, anyways, to get into that Sunday with the kids and be around them, it brings a new energy to you, and they inspire you, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, let's go win this thing. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And so it took being back around the guys to do that, and then obviously what these young men did, and to overcome everything, including unbelievable opponents that we had to face in the playoffs, was just one that I will never forget. You know, with everything that went on, this will be. I think it'll be in history books taught coming. You know, World War II, World War I, they still played football. You know what I mean? And then we have this pandemic, and they paused it, and so that was a unique thing that I certainly will never forget.
You go back to 2 seasons ago, Walled Lake Western was that dramatic ending. East Lansing was kind of that dramatic ending that we had. Walk through. We talked to you at that Walled Lake Western one where you basically left it up to the team. What do you guys want to do? You want to tie this up? You want to go for it? And everybody was like, let's go for it. Let's do it. You had all the faith in the world. Tell us about East Lansing. And when you get that, you know, that tip interception. Yeah. And I think it was it Lenardowitz that was coming through the line and he tipped it.
Oh, yeah.
So you get that tip. You get it down. You put a couple of plays in. You're up there. And you take those timeouts right at the end. Talk to us about what was in that huddle, what you were talking about.
That's funny because I'll bring up your footage, actually. So, you know, Lenardowitz is in his zone, and then the pass took a long time to develop, so Lenardowitz went, and then all of a sudden he threw a firm ball, Lenardowitz got his paws up in the air, and of all people to get an interception, it was our nose tackle to get it. And so you can see DJ on your footage running down the sideline, gets tackled, and everyone's going crazy, and you can see me kind of just talking to Aaron James and you know, not really excited, but thinking, what are we going to do next? And so, you know, I can't. There was 20-some seconds, I think. I don't remember, but we, you know, at that point it would have been a 40-some yard field goal. So we knew we wanted to give the Kuiper a better shot. We call typical Brady Rose. We call a quarterback ISO to Brady, and he winds up popping off like 17 yards. So then we burn a timeout. I think at the time there were 7 seconds. I can't remember.
Right. There were 7 seconds, and then you called another play. I said, my God,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Why are you doing
that? What, 2 more yards you're going to
Well, the issue is I don't want to give him the ball back.
Well, I understand that, yeah.
So I made the refs, I didn't want a Forest Hill Central thing happening
when
the clock runs
exactly,
out. So,
right.
I knew with the play, we talked to Brady, like, Brady, get what you can, go down. I talked to the refs. We're going to burn a timeout. So I knew it wouldn't have been a case of running out of out of time.
Right.
So we got, it came down to he was just over a little bit of an extra point is what it came down
sure
to.
did.
Right, exactly.
We centered it a little bit for him, and then the Kuiper with ice in his veins. I was just so happy for him.
Oh, man.
All the practice work. We don't kick a lot of field goals, We kick a lot of extra points, but not a lot of field goals. And to be in that situation after the layoff for him to make it, I was excited for him.
My biggest bone of contention this season, where I thought our weakest area was our PATs. The snap, the hold, the kick. I said, oh my, and everything worked perfect.
Yeah,
everything.
Which I think the timeouts helped us a little bit.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. Kimmin, we're going to stay with him. We'll watch and we'll do both at the same time. While we got Coach. You look at the playoffs. The thing that I take away from what you've done here at Mona Shores, it hasn't happened on the West Coast, but back-to-back state titles. Now, you coached at Muskegon. I played and coached. It didn't happen when Tony was there.
No.
It didn't happen when Dave Taylor was there. It didn't happen when Larry Harp, guys that I coached with, was around. You look at Muskegon Catholic Central, is really the only, did it happen? And Montague. And then us. And that's it. And then you go up and down from Traverse City down. There's nobody with back-to-back, man.
That's, and we try to tell our kids what a big deal that was.
That's huge.
And so to be, number one, to not be content with one and have your kids still have that hunger to win another one, and then to actually go out and do it was just a credit to our staff and our kids.
Oh, when I saw you last summer, you had told me that you bought a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
And you named it something, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I thought about that.
It was actually my wife's idea. It was Gopher 2. And,
so now are we going to change the name
now? No.
Three of a kind?
I think that's bad luck.
That's bad
to do
karma
for that.
right there.
It's funny because I actually came up with that name because we went for two versus Walled Lake.
Yeah, right.
Not necessarily we're going for two state championships.
I thought it was two for a state championship.
Yeah, right.
Man, take away the pandemic and everything, okay? This group of kids right here, did you think they had it in them to win back-to-back?
I did. People talk about Brady Rose, and rightfully so. He earns it all. But this senior group is just number one is I don't know if I've had a group so close to each other where they love each other and there's no egos, which I think anytime you can have unselfish, you're going to have success. And so I did, and I know and we talked about that to have. We had a ton of guys come back from that 2019 state championship team. Right. So we thought we had a good shot. Obviously, you got to have a lot of luck and a lot of things go your way, the COVID aspect of it. But, no, we had a lot of confidence in our kids just because we knew what kind of group we had.
We lose a lot. What expectations? Now, obviously, they're going to be high, as well as this year. We got a lot of kids coming back. Not a ton. Expectations, man. We got 3 offensive linemen coming back. You got a slot. You got a wide receiver. You got a good JV team from 2 years ago.
8-1 team.
Yeah, an 8-1 team. You got a freshman that only the second freshman that you've ever pulled up.
With Luke.
Yeah. So areas that. What are concerns for you coming into
Well, just you lose a trigger man like Brady Rose, who was just the way he orchestrated our offense was incredible. And then obviously some key linemen. But, every team in high school goes through that, where they lose kids and have to replace kids. And you just got to trust your staff and trust your kids' work ethic in the offseason. But as far as expectations, it will be, it'll be to win it all again.
Exactly.
I think that's important to shoot high. And, if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But it won't be lack of effort or lack of trying for sure.
You talk about staff. Your staff remains intact. You've got to be blessed.
Very fortunate.
With,
It's just such a blessing because they know what it is to be a head coach and the work that it puts in. And then, like I said, I talk about our kids have no egos. There's no ego on our staff. They are just, what can we do and what can we do to make our position better, our skills better, our linemen better. And I think, number one, though, they're in it for kids. And I think that's number one. You got to be in there for kids if you're going to coach it this level.
Off-season, how has pandemic affected your off-season now? I know we're doing a lift-a-thon just with the kids. Are you able to get in the weight room, man? Are you able to do?
We are. It's a struggle. You know, we're on this cohort where kids are only going to school 2 days a week. So we've struggled from a 4-day-a-week lifting program to a 2-day-a-week lifting program. So you've really got to pack in what you want to get in that hour and 15 minutes or whatever it is. And so that's, you know, powerlifting. We're competing now. Obviously, we're lifting for strength now, but I hang our hat on our powerlifting team for what they do in the off season, and so we're unable to do that. So obviously it's some adjusting, but it is what it is, and we can cry about it or do whatever we want. But ultimately, we've got to play a game in August, so might as well be ready for it.
You have an acronym every single year.
Yes.
Talk about defend. What is this next team's acronym?
So it kind of talks speaks for itself a little bit. Obviously, you win one and. People kind of, gave us our best shots this year, and you win two, and now you're really kind of puts you in a category where
you are target.
You thought you were going to get everybody's best shot. Well, you're really going to get it now. So, the acronym defend, we just talk about some things that we need to be, and all the letters usually stand for something. And so we've got discipline, we've got execute, we've got faithfulness. The other E is earn. Holy cow, right?
Yeah.
And then the other D is dedicated. So, and we talk about each one of those, and I don't want to go on about that, but we talk about with our kids those aspects of it. And I hate for mottos to be cliches that, hey, it's this word, and that's all you ever talk about the rest of the year. But we try to really, I don't want just one that's there and the kids forget about it. I really want to live behind it. And so that's our motto this year. And
perfect.
Hopefully, we can get behind it and rally behind that and defend our title.
Let's talk a little bit about this girls basketball team who's 6-0, and they are handily playing this game against Muskegon. And especially your wife. She supports you through the entire football season. How do you pay that back for her? What do you do for her as a coach?
It's exciting for me, She gets to experience a lot of stuff that it's a total role reversal. I have to experience things that with the dinners and picking up here, and this kid's got to go here to driver's training, and so and then she on the flip side sees how much time we have an unbelievable team this year, and our staff is great, and they've done a great job. And you talk about a true role reversal, not only with me but with her, because she sees the time that she has to put in to be successful. And I'm so happy that I get to watch this and sit back and enjoy these girls compete and have fun and have my wife be a part of it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I'll tell you, to be able to watch that dynamic is just something else. It's not something that most of the fans would even notice, but honestly, seeing you doing laps here and running into you in the parking lot earlier today, picking up kids, running around, it's real world stuff. It's,
no doubt about it.
It's what you've got to do, and it's what she did the whole time you were coaching, and now you get to do it while she's doing it.
So you got the 4 kids all involved in sports. Tell me what the kids are doing now.
So obviously Steven plays football for us. He was a junior this year. He plays lacrosse as well, power lifts. Monica's in competitive cheer and sideline cheer and track. And then Gabby's a soccer, lacrosse, basketball
Mm-hmm.
kid, and then Peyton's a football and basketball and lacrosse kid. So
you guys aren't busy at all.
You're not too busy.
It's not on top of that. We're coaching, and so but you know what? You only get so many years to do that, and you want them to do as much as you can. You have
I know.
5
I got 5 of my own, and they were all athletic, and now it's like, God, if I wasn't coaching football, I don't know what I'd do with my time. And I got my Medicare card. I'm going to be 60. Now, if that doesn't say you're old, holy smokes, dear Lord, give me strength.
So, it's a short window to do it, so you might as well go.
Enjoy every minute.
No doubt about it.
Enjoy every minute, yep. Our schedule coming up, we picked up one new Lowell.
Yeah.
Tough team.
Oh, yeah. Perennial powerhouse, and it's their Pink Arrow game 1, and they asked if we wanted to be part of that. We said 100%. So that'll be fun going to Lowell and being a part of that atmosphere of their Pink Arrow game, and they packet that, and hopefully we can have a great turnout, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and God willing, the pandemic will be behind us. We can have more than 250
That's
people.
Right.
So, well, Coach, we want to thank you for your time.
You bet.
We didn't get a chance to do it. We certainly enjoyed covering football. We hope you're happy with how we do what we do, because we're here for the kids.
We're so thankful for you guys and what you do for our kids in this building, and you make them feel like superstars, and for people to be out of the state and especially this year where we couldn't get
and
the games.
country.
You guys,
I mean,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over
God,
the
we had
world.
people in Europe
Yeah,
and
just
in Asia. It's just amazing,
How
man.
cool is that to have
Yeah,
that sailor
and
support? And for you guys to bring that to them is we're very fortunate and just couldn't be more thankful for you
Well,
guys. So
thank
anytime
you.
I get
We
a
hope
chance
to-
to be here, I'm
Pleasure.
The kids and have fun. We know you're busy, Coach. Thank
bet.
you so very
Gotta
much.
get back to my
friend.
labs
Yeah.
here.
Yes,
Thank
get
you.
back to your lab.
Thank you,
So
ladies and
we
gentlemen.
were
Coach
blessed to have head
Koziak.
coach Matt Koziak joining us here at Hammond, and Kimmin was given some good shots of then. And I tell you what, Coach is a busy man with 4 kids. I'll tell you.
And it was so cool to, tie this into this basketball game. Obviously, he's doing laps, but he's here supporting his wife. And he's supporting his wife because the wife is part of an exceptional coaching staff for this girls' basketball team that is just exploding on crosstown
Wow, they're
rival
up
Big
by
Reds.
24 points. I mean, you've held the Muskegon to 11 points, and we don't want to take anything away. I hope we can do another girls' game, because we want to give them the full recognition. But we're going to be busy coming down the pipe. Why don't we tell the people
Upcoming
not this
schedule.
weekend?
Yep. Now, a week from this Saturday, we'll be back on hockey again, Stan Conrad tournament, which we'll be picking up the Sailors playing against crosstown rivals Reese Puffer for that one. That'll be an evening game next Saturday. And then the following Saturday after that, we've got a doubleheader.
And that's a first doubleheader I think we've ever had.
I think it is. Doubleheader, we got wrestling in the morning, followed by competitive cheer in the afternoon, and we've got a couple of special sit-in broadcasters with us to help us with each one of those sports. And then the following week after that, boys basketball right here again on the 18th against Muskegon Big Reds.
Yeah, and our goal when we select games that we want to show you guys, we really think the emphasis needs to be on local teams, and no more local than Muskegon, Mona Shores, Reese Puffer.
Doesn't get much more
And
local than that.
In fact, we're working on a couple things for football that we're going to bring up in the spring. We're going to have some trophy games that are going to be dedicated from Sailor Nation Sports that we're going to have fun.
Yeah, that's going to be some fun.
Yeah,
we won't spill all those
No,
details.
we're not going to, but we
quite
got to
yet.
work with one lumber company for sure. I know that much, and we're going to leave it at that. But, yes, and swimming with Mick Holman,
Yep.
Kimmin Cotis
Kimmon,
was down.
yes,
Kimmin was
Spring
down
Lake.
in Spring Lake.
We're going to be
Bring it-
uploading that
Yeah,
footage
we're gonna
thanks to Kimmon.
upload. Thank you, Kimmin, for that.
Free shot.
Oh, the
doesn't
third
get
ball.
it to go.
Muskegon
Rebound.
still.
And you get the foul.
McLemore with the rebound, the sophomore.
1:17 left. This should be 2 shots on the foul. 35-11. Third period here. Commanding lead right now against crosstown rival Lady
Fouls
Big
on
Reds.
Nasher's first, second team foul here in the second half. McLemore at the line with 2. First one up and in and out. A little
Rattle
hard
in
on
and
that
out.
one. It's got to lighten it up a little bit. Coming in for the Sailors is number 20, Jenna Tierman. She replaces number 15, Elia Phillips.
Boy, I tell you what, this has been a great
That's
broadcast.
Allie Phillips.
There's a basket for the Sailors, 36-11, 1:17 left in the third period. I got to tell you, Kimmon, Johnny, Connor, you guys are all doing a fantastic
great
job. Great job.
104 counting down. Mona Shore stays in their man. Big Red's up, rims it in and out, rebound. So we're going to see where the foul is here. The Muskegon's calling for a jump ball, and the official agrees with that. Looks like Mr. Swanson out there underneath the west end. Billy Swanson. Long-time official. There's a 3 from the top, in and out, rims it in and out. Rebound by the Sailors, number 20, Tierman. Tierman brings it over to McLemore. There's another 3-pointer from the elbow, in, and no. Long rebound by the Big Reds. 36-11, we're down to 20 seconds here. Oh, Macklemore, get out of here. Let me take that shot around me. Slapping it away, Macklemore with I get a little excited when I tell you.
So how long did you coach basketball?
Oh, my God. 10, 12 years.
So you've got a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, the only sport I did coach, I did track for 20, basketball for 10 or 12.
You didn't do soccer, right? Was that
I didn't do soccer. I did swimming for 3. Wrestling is the only sport I haven't done. I'm not a mat rat. I'm sorry. I'd just be horrible.
Well, I tell you what.
Long 3 comes up a little short. Sailors up 36-11. We're going to take a quick break. All of about 1 minute. We're going to take it with us. You are watching girls basketball on the Sailor Nation Sports Network. Want to welcome everyone back. Hope you had a good 1 minute break. We're going into the fourth quarter. Sailors up 36-11. Everybody back at home. This is me. This is what you hear out of this mug right here. Ain't the prettiest thing in the world.
Yeah, this is what we have to look at.
Yeah,
the
this is what you got to
we're
look
here
at.
doing a
I know. Not enough money out there to look at this mug. But the Sailors are up 36, and really a lopsided game from the get-go.
You know, I just noticed something. Big games bring out big names, big people, okay?
Okay.
And in the world of broadcasting, you've got a lot of big names. You got Kim and Kotis here with Sailor Nation Sports Network,
yes,
big players in it. You got Dave Loring, who's here. Yeah. You've got Muskegon's broadcast crew that's over there. You've got John Russell and Cal over to our right over here. Yeah. So we've got a tremendous amount of broadcasting coverage here at the Sailor Center for this game. That tells you how big this game is as a crosstown rivalry.
You know, you say that, but when you look at the name of our Sailor Nation, see, we're a national brand. We're not just local. We're a nation.
I'll give a little credit where credit's due. It's Big Red Nation as well.
Oh, is it Big Red Nation?
Yep.
We're global, though.
Yeah, we're global. We are definitely global.
Yeah, I mean, we've hit some foreign countries. Exactly. Well, you got some good news to share with us about a potential sponsorship and.
Yeah, well, you know, we always look at expanding, and we may be starting down the road here with a new our own website instead of living only on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. We may have our own website coming up here in the future, so stay tuned.
Yeah, that's going to be something. Nice little block by the Big Reds. Nice assist basket, number 24 there, Brooks. Lennox Brooks for the 2. 36-16, 7 minutes remaining here. Okay, Green Conference action here at the 8th wonder of the world, the Sailor Center. And I tell you,
beautiful feet inside. I'll tell you what, that was magical.
For the 2.
I want to when we get a next break on that, I want to take a look at that one again. That was did a different trade-off from the three-point pass around the horn shooting, but that was an exceptional pass and drive.
Oh, it's great assist, yeah. And assists are huge. You know, you don't think, well, he doesn't score a lot of points or she doesn't score a lot of points, but he or she may have a lot of assists that lead to points just as good as a 2-point. You know, just as good as a basket is an assist.
Absolutely. Another drive to the basket. Going on. Let's take a look at that Lake Michigan Insurance Incident replay. That drive.
Staff that Mike Phillips has is a nice staff. You know, you got Melissa Koziak, you got Steve Long, and Shane Subcheck. Great group of people and that know what they're doing and the product on the field.
Stuff. Let's get an instant replay on that. Click the 10. Really quick, I want to see that. Foul. I didn't actually think she had much other than ball
probably
on
got
that
her with
one,
the body, maybe what they sometimes
I don't know,
call.
but I tell you what, it looked clean to me.
38-15 is going to put the Big Reds at the line. Number 21, Layla Harris with the attempt at 2. Layla, a little strong on the first. In for the Sailors, number 11, Cashier, and 15, Allie Phillips. McLemore coming out, along with Brown. Steve Long slapping the high five to the ladies. A little strong on that one, too. Over the line right there.
Violation, or line violation there.
Line violation. You're going to give the Big Reds the ball. In essence, another turnover. And turnovers have been huge for.
I felt a little bit more movement on the Muskegon Big Reds on this second half of the game here, but I think that the game may just be too far out of reach.
Oh, it was way out of reach at halftime, yeah. And I'm surprised she stayed in a zone. I mean a man. I thought a zone would have been a better look, but hey, that's why she's the head coach, and I'm just sitting here announcing. Where's the Johnny cam? Where's Johnny located?
Johnny's straight across from us.
Oh, there's
there,
Johnny.
Yep.
All right. So we got the north-south look right now.
Going to be another foul on the Sailors. That one was going to be on Riley Rosenthal. It's team fouls 4. Sorry, 5. Team 5.
5-20
to the basket.
Counting down. Oh, trying to go inside. She couldn't quite handle that ball. It's going to go out of bounds.
Little no-look pass, but she didn't see it coming.
It's going to be a game where the coach might be able to unload the bench in about a minute or two and get some other kids some valuable playing time.
5:20 left here, fourth period. 38-16. Sailors are up. Commandingly.
Like comfortable 23.
Turnover by the Sailors. They get it right back.
Get it right back. Timeout. Coach Phillips calls a timeout.
5:05 left here in the fourth period. Looking straight across. Let's take a look at the Johnny cam all the way over on the other side. Let's say hi to Johnny. Everybody say hi to Johnny, trying to get his attention here and see if we can see him waving.
Well, I tell you what, I told Johnny I was going to give his mom a little bit of love here, and Mama Hall, I want to thank you for letting Johnny come join us today instead of going to work.
Yeah, he's not seeing us wave. So
no, Johnny's just a great kid, and Johnny got accepted into Wheaton College.
Wheaton, yes, he got accepted into Wheaton. Congratulations, Johnny.
Speaking about colleges,
Connor's doing his part, and he's going to college.
How are you doing at MCC?
Yes, let's get you on the air here.
Hey, I'm thriving. I've never been better.
Really, you're doing good?
Hey, we're hanging in there.
Yeah,
All
boy.
A's, you know?
Have you declared a major then now?
Yeah, youth ministry.
Really?
Youth ministry, yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
how long are you going to be at MCC, Connor? 2 years?
Yeah, I'll be at MCC next year, and then I'll be transferring
Two?
somewhere else. I'm thinking North Park, but I'm not too sure.
Oh, North Park outside of Chicago.
Yep.
I was just going to say
on the
Illinois.
north side.
Yep. You know, they used to be a huge D3 basketball power back in the day.
Really?
Oh, my God. They were like, it didn't get any better than North Park.
Johnny Cam looking at us over here. There we go. Looking at the
Johnny,
other side.
we love you, baby. The old Johnny Cam. The Connor Cam, the Johnny Cam.
To the left of Johnny, you've got Dave Loring over there. He's enjoying the music.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Dave Loring. Pre-you.
little Dave Loring on the screen
you know,
there.
us doing this and coming aboard, Dave Loring and I were doing this back in the day at Mona Shores.
Or at Muskegon?
Yeah,
or
no, at Mona Shores.
kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
way
he was
back in
doing
the
it,
day.
yeah. Met Dave Loring actually through being a DJ for wedding receptions.
Really?
Yep, that's how I met Dave Loring
Oh,
years,
okay.
probably 20,
Yeah.
25 years
I worked
ago.
with Dave and his son back in the day. 4:44 counting down. Sailors up 38-15. Sailors are going to, it looks like they're going to go away with the win tonight. They're going to increase their record here. They're going to be 7-0. I wonder when's the last time they started 7-0.
Well, and again, beating quality teams. Again, we mentioned the first time since 2017 beating Reese Puffer.
Yeah.
And it would be something interesting to get a stat from Steve on that one.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to Steve tomorrow, next time we're all together.
Turnover by the Sailors.
Sailors up by 22, 4:06 remaining here in the ball game. Sailors going to improve to 7-0. Bigwoods are going to drop to 4-4 on the year. Okay, so he said defend meant something. I'm going to have to write that down because I'm working in my locker room this weekend.
Yes, you should.
Yes, I should.
We haven't mentioned it yet. A lot of our sponsors were here again from the John Vandervelde of Nexus Realty broadcast booth. Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replays we've been able to take advantage of throughout the night. Again, always thanking Trophy House, our official Sailor Nation Sports Network apparel sponsors. And to make sure that go to the old site. They're not there anymore. They're right next door to the north, expanding their operations into a little bit bigger. Business is good. And let's not forget about Classic Stamp and Sign. Brad Peters put a banner out for us. We should bring the banner in the next time that we're here. It's in the car. I just hadn't brought it in.
We'll get it, hook it up where people can see it.
We'll
right
put it
here
out here and make sure that we get that.
I want to thank Brad. Brad's a very dear friend. Always helped out, and we always can count on.
And
Brad.
I want to take an opportunity to specifically thank those who have recently donated in the Sailors Lead the Way campaign.
You just read my mind.
And I tell you that we had probably close to, I think, about $1,400
Seriously?
out of just that little campaign.
Well, we had a guy last night come up.
I don't know what that's going to end up being yet, but certainly the campaign comes to an end at the end of this month. We want to thank everybody that participated in that. It was, again. This is community. This is for the community, and you guys, as a community, are helping us bring it to you guys. So we can't thank you enough.
And all the money that is donated to us goes right back in the equipment to give us a better product.
Everything is paid. All that money is solely identified for Sailor Nation Sports Network. It goes to covering any ancillary costs for upgrades, maintenance, software, travel costs that we might have for longer distances. It really is an investment into what you enjoy. So
Adley Phillips with that last basket. How many people we got watching tonight?
Last I saw, we had about 30 people
30?
on there.
Okay,
but we are
good.
split. Again, remember, we have all these other broadcasts that are going on around us. And if you look up right behind us here, right up above, all the way straight up, is the huddle camera, which is also feeding on the Mona Shores Athletics.
Oh,
so there are some people on that one. There's some on ours.
Okay.
So it's kind of a split. I believe
gotcha.
we are the only ones, aside from John Russell and his group, that are doing a live broadcast. I take that back. Muskegon is also doing a live broadcast.
Now how can they live stream and we can't when we go to visiting places?
We allowed it.
Oh, we did.
Just our graciousness to them. I mean, obviously,
okay.
And I wish more teams would do that.
Yeah,
I get it. And especially if they're using that to help pay some costs, by people subscribing to that through the NFHS or whatever it is. I understand.
Sure.
But out of the graciousness of all these other, this was a big game, and we wanted to get as much coverage for the girls as we possibly can.
Oh, absolutely.
So we thank the people that have joined us in our broadcast. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight.
40-21, 151 remaining here in the broadcast. Both benches playing everybody in right now, getting some well-deserved playing time. In games like this, it's always fun to be able to play. Come from and play other kids who practice all the time.
Sure.
Boy, then it turns into just a double victory.
Yep, you get that playing time. We always talk about it in football. When you're able to put your second string or your backups and stuff in, it's game speed that you're able to give them some time. It's not practice, it's actual game speed, and that becomes a huge factor if somebody goes down with an ankle or a knee injury or whatever it may be, and you got to bring somebody up to play a little bit bigger role. You get that opportunity.
Yep, Hillen comes in, Baker comes in, and who was the other young lady here? Number 3, Kalia Cook.
That's the one, the junior.
Yeah, no, the freshman.
She's at JV. She's JV.
Yeah, JV,
I'm sorry,
but she's a freshman.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So you got a freshman.
And Steve said
JV.
she is good.
Yeah.
She's an up and coming. So.
Yeah, most likely you'll see her on the varsity next year. She'll probably bypass JV.
Right.
Boy, I wish Coach Koziak would let me bring up some freshman kids that I know are going to bypass JV football, but he don't like to do that. Ooh.
Look at that. There she's showing her stuff right there. Oh, nice pass.
Look
good.
At that. Look at that.
I'm telling you, that's some basketball sense right there.
Defense,
to look for that
assist.
She's good. She is an up and coming boy. I tell you what.
Oh boy,
that's some fun stuff right there to watch.
It's a freshman that you're going to see next year, everybody. Kalia Cook, remember that name. Oh, there's a block right there. She's going to be called for the foul. That's Lily Miller.
Fantastic basketball smarts, a lot of natural skills, and I can't wait to see that develop for the next 4 years.
Well, it's going to be exciting. Going to put the Big Reds at the line for a pair. Going to make the first one. I can't see the number. Miller with her first foul, 18. It's going to put the Sailors in. It's going to put the Big Reds in a double bonus.
Yep.
I'm correcting the 1-and-1, except on a shooting foul. Only down to 43.7 seconds left. Well, she handles the rock pretty smooth too for a ninth grader.
Yep.
Nice little assist, left-handed shot.
There it is, rebound. Yep.
Gets a rebound, goes a little high. Big Red's going to get the rebound. Break it out there on the fast back. She's going to try to pull up with a little jumper. Passes over to number 4. Her shot from the elbow goes awry. Rebound by the Sailors.
18 seconds left here in the game. Winding down.
Number Hillen with the ball. Timeout called by Phillips with 8.3 seconds to avoid the turnover. So we're going to get an inbound, and So next broadcast is what and where?
It'll be a week from this Saturday, and it will be the Stan Conrad tournament for Mona Shores hockey. It'll be in the evening of that Saturday, I believe somewhere around 5:30, 5:45.
It's the last game of the night.
It is. It's the last game of the night, and it's against crosstown rivals Reese Puffer. If you recall, anybody that's watching us right now, the very first hockey game that we ever did, and the very first time that we had a chance to use the instant replay was the Reese Puffer Mona Shores game at the LC Walker Arena.
Now,
and it went into, was it 3 overtime? No, it was 3.
Yeah.
And Shores ended up losing that, but what a fantastic,
oh my God, did we have a ball?
Fantastic game.
Now, question.
No, we lost. We lost that one. Yep.
Are we going to be inside again in that booth?
I would imagine we are. Yep.
Oh, now that imagine's not really reassuring.
You pack your long johns.
Okay, that's what I do.
I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. So.
Well, Joe, you got pulled. Can't you find like some fire thing that's saying, look, boys, look, I don't want to have to cite you for something, but here's what we can do.
I might have to shut this whole tournament down. I mean,
I'd hate
unless
to go
we
there.
can get in there.
Right.
You know,
because there's some codes that I see aren't being meant, but I tell you what, So we've come to the end of the game. So the Sailors win by a comfortable 19 points. Kimmin getting a great shot right there. Nice shot, Kimmin. And that's why we call Kimmin the best in the business right there, doing all these little things. But Sailors improved their record right now to 7-0, obviously undefeated in league and overall. Muskegon goes down to 4-4. So your take on the game?
This was an exceptional game. I think that, talking with Steve earlier in the game, I thought he thought that this would be a little bit more of a challenge, just being a crosstown rival and everything else. I think that he and the rest of the coaching staff are going to be extremely proud of the girls tonight. What I saw from last year to this year was an exceptional amount of teamwork. There is timing things that they're clicking. There's speed down the court, the passing, the shooting, the 3 pointers we were able to make throughout the first half.
3 points were draining like
unbelievable. And then in the second half, you saw a lot of the more traditional driving through the lane game that was also exceptional. This team is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, we were talking defensively. They're getting away with the three. When I coach in a different millennium, I like to mix it up, man and zone, change up, force teams to change around. If you're sticking man all the time, well, all right, this is what I'm going to have to run. But again, hats off to both coaches. Obviously, Muskegon's got some work to do, but they're going to get better as the season goes. For Mona Shores, boy, they're going on a 7-game winning streak, and Coach Long he's got to be happy. Coach Phillips and the rest of the coaching staff, they just got to be happy overall.
Yeah, how could you not be being 7-0?
Right. Yeah. Right.
And again. Exceptional wins against exceptional teams. This is just another one of those crosstown rivals that's icing on the cake for a great season so far.
So why don't you take us out of here tonight? I did last night. You got tonight, brother.
Thanks for joining us here from the Sailors Center. Again, the final score, 42-23. Sailors are up over the Lady Reds, and it was an exceptional game for us to watch. And we're excited about a week from this Saturday. The next game is going to be, again, from the Lakeshore Ice Arena at the Stan Conrad Hockey Tournament, where the Sailors will finish out that tournament that night against the Reese Puffer Rockets.
The undefeated Sailors
as well. We get to say it tonight, and we get to say it then as well. So, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We can't thank you enough for all the opportunity that you give us to be able to bring these. And we wish you, on behalf of Kimmin, Johnny, Connor, everybody did a fantastic night, and my friend, Mr. Nick Davros. Thank you. Have a great night.
This is Sailor Nation Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.